A very good morning to you all, children. Welcome to Nivedita School online classes. Yes, students, in last class, what did we study? Yeah, what was the name of the topic? Can anyone say? Yes, it was sentences, right? Yeah, now we are in part 2. In part 1, what did we study, children? Yeah, how does the sentence is made? Yeah, we saw in the first column, open page number 210. 210. Open page number 210. Yeah, there is a blue box, right? In blue box, what we can see? Yeah, in first column there is a jumbled words, and in second column we can see sentences, right? Yeah, if the words are jumbled, we cannot understand not even a word what the sentence is saying. But if the words are in proper manner, we can understand what is the meaning of the sentence. It gives us something meaning from that sentence. Yes, in titbit there is a yellow color box. Look, yeah, the titbit. There you can see a sentence should follow the following three rules. Words must be placed in a proper order to have some meaning. Yes, the words should be placed in a proper manner, children. Yeah, then it gives us meaning. It should always begin with a capital letter. Yes, look, here also have beginned every starting letter with the capital one, right? Yeah, the sentence capital the sentence should always begin with the capital letter, and also it should end with an full stop. Yes, or a question mark or an exclamation mark. Look, the sentences have written and I have put a full stop here. Can you see? Yes, children. What are the three rules? Means the words should be placed in a proper order. Yeah, the words should be placed in the proper order, and also it begins the sentence or the starting word should begin with the capital letter. Yeah, and also it should end in the full stop. Yes, and we saw the parts of sentences. The parts of sentence. What are the parts? The first is the subject and the predicate. Right? Yes. You can see in the textbook 211 there is a blue box. Yeah, you can see the first one. Pooja writes a letter. They have given in the subject box there is only the person name, animal and place name. Right? Yeah, the name of a person, place, and animal, thing it has given here. Yeah, but in the predicate, the rest of the sentence. Yeah, after the subject, whatever may come in the sentence, it is written in the predicate in the predicate column. For example, you can see here itself. Read the following. It is there, right? Top of the blue box. Yeah, read the following sentences. Pooja writes the letter. Here only you can take a pencil and write there itself which is sentence and which is predicate. Yeah, the first the first word is a Pooja. It's a person name. So it's an subject, and the rest writes a letter. It becomes predicate. Yes, children? Yeah, in the next sentence also, the dog is a faithful animal. Yes, the dog is an animal name, right? It's an animal. So that becomes the subject and is a faithful animal. The rest of the sentence will become the predicate. Yes, students. So, have you tried this subject and predicate in your home? Yes, students, you have to try this. Yeah, you will get to know which is the subject and which is the predicate in a sentence. Yeah. So let's get in Yes. Now we are in page number 112. 212. Page number 212. 212. Yes. Kinds of sentences. Yes, what is it? Kinds of sentences. We use sentences for different purpose. Yes, we use sentences for different purpose. First one, to make a statement. To make a statement, we use a sentence. To ask a question, we use sentence. And the third, to order or request or advise. Yeah, to order or a request or an advice, we use a sentence. To express a strong feeling of joy, sorrow, and surprise. To express a strong feeling of joy, sorrow, and surprise. Yes, for these four, we use the sentence. The first one is what? To make a statement. Yes, to make a statement means it is nothing but assertive sentence. Assertive sentence. Statements or assertive sentences. So look here, there is a picture. The Red Fort is in Delhi. Yes, the Red Fort is in Delhi. She helps the poor. Kerala is a famous for spices. Kerala is famous for spices. Yes, there are three pictures, right? The three pictures also saying something to us. Yeah, it's giving us a statement. It's saying us directly. Yeah, it's in simple sentence. Look here, the Red Fort is in the Delhi. Yes, the Red Fort is in the Delhi. Look, the Red Fort. This is the Red Fort, okay? It is in Delhi. She helps the poor. Look, she is helping the poor, right? She's giving some food for them. Yeah, Kerala is famous for spices. Yes, Kerala is famous for spices. Yes, look here. The above sentences state something. Yeah, it's saying something, right? Therefore, we call them statements. Yes, it's saying us something, right? For that sake only we call them as statements. Yeah, they are called as assertive sentence. Yes, for that sake only they have called as assertive sentence. It's saying us something. Yeah, it's giving us a statement. Yeah, there is something meaning in it. Yes, she helps the poor. Kerala is famous for spices. The Red Fort is in Delhi. It's giving us a statement. For that sake only it is called as assertive sentence. A statement or an assertive sentence begin with the capital letters and end with an full stop. Remember children, the assertive sentence will always start with an capital letter. Look here, the. Yeah, the first letter T is in your textbook you can see. Yeah, in 212 page number you can see there the first letter the T is in capital and the Red Fort is in place name. Yeah, so RED red, the R is capital and fort is also capital, and Delhi, the rest is in small letter itself. The Delhi is also a capital city of India, right? Yes, for that sake, D is also written in the capital letter, children. And here, see, she helps the poor. The starting letter S is written in capital and it is ending with the full stop. Look, keep your attention in the book itself. Yeah, Kerala is a famous for spices. The city Kerala, yeah, the state Kerala. It's a place, right? So the K is written in the capital letter. Yes, students. So what they have said, a statement or an Assertive sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Look, it is begun with the capital letter and it has been end with the full stop itself. Yes. Next. So, next is the second one. To ask a question, right? Yeah. So, question or interrogative sentence. What it is said? Questioning or interrogative sentence. In pictures, what they have said? What is your name? It's an asking question, right? Yeah, then only they will say as answer. If I ask you, for you children, what is your name? You will give me the answer, right? You will say, my name is so and so. Yeah? Yes, it is called the interrogative sentence. Yes, how old are you? Yeah, how old are you? When I ask the question, you will give me the answer, right, children? Yeah. And where do you live? Yes, you will. I will ask someone, where do you live? Yeah, they will live. I live in Bangalore, or I live in. They will give me the answer, right? When I ask the question itself, they will give the proper answer, the suitable answer for my question. Yeah, I am asking the question. The question form is called as, the question statements or the question sentence is called as interrogative sentence. So look here, the above sentence asks someone a question. So in the above picture in page number 12, 212 itself, you can see there is a questions, right? In the above pictures, they have only asked the questions. There is no statement like giving the answer. Yeah, the above sentences ask someone a question. Therefore, we call such statements questions. Yeah, these statements are called as questions. Yeah, they are also called interrogative sentence. Yeah, they are also called as an interrogative sentence. Yes, in tidbit you can see there. An interrogative sentence ends with a question mark. So, the interrogative sentence will always end with the question mark. Look here. So, I have said these are interrogative questions, right? It's always ending with an question mark, right? Here also there is a question mark. Here also there is a question mark, right? Yeah, when you ask a question, the question will always end with an question mark itself. Yeah, and it is called as interrogative sentence. So, look here. The interrogative sentence ends with an question mark. Yes. So the next, the third one, command, request, or imperative sentence. Yes, it's a command or a request or imperative sentence. Look in the picture. Get out of class. Yeah. Get out of class is an order, right? It's a command. Yeah. Please be quiet. It's an request, right? Please, if we say please means it's an request. Post this letter. It's an command. Yeah? Post this letter is an command. We are saying him to do that. Yeah? We are giving them a order. You have to do this only. Yeah, get out of the class means what will happen? It's an order. You should follow that. Yeah, when I say get out of the class for you guys, you have to get out of the class. Yeah, or else I'll take the next action, right? Yes. So it's an order. You have to follow that, right? Yeah, it is called as imperative sentence. What it is? It's an imperative sentence. Please be quiet. When you all guys shout in the class means what I will say? Please keep quiet, children, and we will say. Right? It's an request for you guys to keep quiet and sit silently in the class. Yes? And post this letter. Yes, it's also a command, children. We are saying a person to go and post this letter. Yeah, there is no other way. He will take the letter and will go and post. Yes? Yeah. So look here. Look in your textbook itself. The above sentence gives a command, makes a request, and gives some advice. Such sentences are called imperative sentence. Yeah, it gives, if some sentences are giving us a command, means it's an what? It's an order, right? And if they are making request or they are giving us advice, then it is called as imperative sentence. Yeah. So the fourth one is exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence. Read the following sentences. First one, what a beautiful flower. Sorry, what a beautiful peacock. Yeah, what a beautiful peacock. Second, how brave he is. How brave he is. Yeah. The third one, what a lovely flower. What a lovely flower. Yeah. The fourth, bravo. Well hit. Bravo. Well hit. The fifth one, may you live long. May you live long. So, look here. Have you observed, children? For each and every sentence, there is an exclamatory mark. This mark is called as an exclamatory mark, children. Yeah, when we get surprise and when we get joy and wonder, we will use these type of words and we keep it as a exclamatory mark. Yeah, if we get joy or a surprise, we'll keep there a exclamatory mark. The above sentences express strong feeling of joy, wonder, shame, surprise, etc. Yeah, the above sentence it's giving us something joy, wonder, shame, or surprise, etc. Right? Yeah, such sentences are called exclamatory sentence. The exclamatory sentence end with an exclamation mark. Yeah, the exclamation mark only it ends, right? Look, these are the exclamation mark. Yes. So children, I hope you all understood, yeah, the kinds of sentences. Yeah, in last class we studied about the parts of sentences, right? Today we studied about the kinds of sentences. What are the kinds of sentences? The first one is what? Assertive sentence, which is a simple sentence. Yeah, it ends with full stop and it starts with a capital letter. The statement will start with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. The second one is interrogative sentence. Yeah, it's an interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence is nothing but asking the questions. Yeah, it also ends with an question mark. And the third one is imperative sentence. Third one is an imperative sentence. It also gives us command, order, or request, or an advice. Yeah, it also stops with an ends with an full stop. Next is exclamatory sentences. It ends with the exclamation mark. Yes, children. So today we learnt about the kinds of sentences. I hope you all understood the topic. So let's meet in the next video.